Okay then, let's continue our discussion on Python variables. So let's discuss some of the rules relating to Python variable names. So rule number 1, in Python, variable names must start with the letter or the underscore character. Rule number 2, variable names cannot start with a number. Rule number 3, variable names can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. Rule number 4, which is the last one, variable names are case sensitive. For instance, in here we have age, where the first letter is capital, and then in here everything is uppercase. They are not the same. They are two different variables. Okay, so now let's see some of the valid variable names in Python. So this is valid variable name. The second one, which is camel case, that's totally acceptable. Then, as mentioned above in here, Python variable names can start with the underscore, and then you can mix letters and digits. That's totally acceptable. And your variable name can be all uppercase. That's fine. So these are some of the valid variable names. So now let's see some of the invalid variable names. So in here, as we mentioned it before, variable name must not start with the digit. Okay, so then you cannot have hyphen in a variable name, and then you cannot you cannot have two words in a variable name. Okay, so I mean two words separated by space. So then, as we mentioned it right in here, you can only have alphanumeric letters or characters in Python variable names, but this one is not alphanumeric. It's a special character. That's why it's not allowed. So again, in here at the end we have a special character. That's why it's not allowed. So these are all relating to valid and invalid variable names. All right. So now let's discuss some of the other important features of variables in Python. So let's first of all comment out these variables. So in Python, you can assign values to multiple variables in one line. So let me show you what I am talking about. So for instance, let me create 3 variables like so, and now I can assign values to these 3 variables in one line. So for instance, the first one, X, would be Alex, then the second one would be Emma, and the third one would be Laura. So as you can see, I am assigning values to multiple variables in one line. Okay, so you can also assign different data types in one line. So for instance, instead of in here, I have string, right? Everything is string. So I can assign, for instance, string, and then, for instance, integer, and then whatever. For instance, I can make a list like this, like for instance, fruits. And don't worry about this list, because about this list data type, we'll discuss list data type and then some other ones in more detail later on. So as you can see now, I am assigning different data types in one line. So you can also assign the same value to multiple variables in one line. So let me show you. So for instance, A equals B equals C, and they are all equals to Jack. So that means Jack will be assigned to all these variables. So now let's check these variables. So for instance, if I say print, so X, oops, so definitely this will be Alex, right? So it's gonna be Alex, and then Emma, Laura, etc. So now if I print F, it's gonna be apple, banana, I think it's avocado, sorry, avocado. So it's gonna be, if I just print out this F, it's gonna be like this, apple, banana, oops, apple, banana, oh, sorry for the typo. So it's gonna be apple, banana, avocado. So then, if I print out this C1, it's gonna be Jack. And then the same for B. So it's gonna be Jack. As you can see, these are some of the things you can do in Python variables. All right. So that's it regarding this video, and I will see you in the next one.